And there it is at the open. All-time high for the S&P 500.
It's your boy Jimmy. Jimmy.
Now, what's worth doing is worth doing for money.
Straight from y'all street to Wall Street.
Anybody tells you money's the root of all evil, doesn't make up
Dudes wake up, hope their girl turned on so they can get a little bit. Only woman in the morning I wanna turn on this. Becky quick. While the average man looking at this sad like she fine as it. I'm over here looking at tails and whips like 5-6. I left the mayhem for the market. Now I don't want a dope spot, I want a stock pick. I know that booty got dropped, triggered my stop losses, but I ain't got time for your wop. My V-wops crossing. Rich with hot V's and pushing hot key strategy and plans to make grand. Still in my wife beater, Batman pajamas, house slides, and about 5 hot picks for the day. Cause I like the way the Dow bounces. 4 hot dips on call, so I got options. 2 with a lot of volume, 1 with a double bottle. Now I know dumb money don't understand. Am I talking about my trade or just thinking with my MACD? You see, we different in the way we move. You move with kittens and your dog. I move with bears and bulls. I got a green thumb, roll with the marijuana. Waking up with the futures, some commas. Jump out of bed, big profits. Eat my bacon and eggs, big profits. Light up, watching them candles, profits. While I'm still in my sand, making profits. They used to watch me move them packs. Now I watch moves in the NASDAQ. Profits. Used to run from the ATF and them cops. Now I run down ETL, make profits. I jump out of bed, make profits. Eat my bacon and eggs, make profits. Light up, watching them candles, profits. While I'm still in my sand, making profits. Yeah. See, me and Jim Cramer been talking mad money. Said today I'm taking a risk. They got the feds coming, but I got support here with me. I call a short squeeze. You get the drop, pull the trigger, and abort these. If she stay on my watch list, I might have to wife her. But I know better. I'm a true trading group lifer. Call up the Wolf of Weed Street. It's time to flip some profits. Go ahead, be hawking. Get your spot here. I'll double top that in the head and shoulders. Hit him up with this resistance. Watch him roll over. Cause I see John Wicks in contract. If I say I make $1 million a day, well, that's a large cap. You moving average, that's why you get crossed. Get split, get delisted, and knocked off. And I'm setting the whole block off. I'm buying GameStop and selling them roadblocks off. Jump out of bed, make profits. Eat my bacon and eggs, make profits. Light up, watching them candles, profits. While I'm still in my sand, making profits. They used to watch me move them packs. Now I watch moves in the NASDAQ. Profits. Used to run from the ATF and them cops. Now I run down ETL. Hey, my family. Hey, go, what we doing, my man? Hey, make profits. Hey, Shug, Mike, what we doing? Hey, make profits. Yo, Wolf, Professor, what we doing? Hey, make profits.
That TTG money gang, we some snipers. Hey, yo, what's up, everyone? What's going on, folks? Welcome to the True Trading Group live stream. My name is Michael Edward Perinati. I go by Michael Edward. I'm the co-founder and head trader of True Trading Group. And for those of you that don't know, listen up. True Trading Group is a 2023 Benzinga FinTech Awards finalist for Best Data Analysis Tool category. But is that all? Nope. True Trading Group is also the fastest growing and highest rated premium online educational platform that combines university level trading and investing courses with premium stock market tools, live workshops, and individual mentorship and coaching for stocks, options, futures, crypto, and all styles of trading. We cover day trading, swing trading, and also even long-term investing. There's literally something for everybody at TTG. But we take that university level of curriculum and we combine it with today's top financial tools that are worth over $5,000 a year on their own. These are tools like Benzinga Pro's real-time newsfeed, congressional trading data, insider trading, a simulator that lets you trade with fake money but real-time data, TradingView's premium charting software, unusual options activity, options flow, dark pool data, analyst ratings, the trade idea scanner, and so much more. As a member of True Trading Group, yes, you get our courses. Yes, you get all of our trade alerts, but you also get all of these things. These are things that give you more information. They help you make better decisions. They increase your chances of success. Unfortunately, the majority of retail traders don't use them because they are so expensive. When you join True Trading Group, you do not need to pay anything extra for these things. It saves you around $5,000 a year and gives you access to some of the top tools in the industry. This is why we are one of the finalists for Benzinga's FinTech Awards for Best Data Analysis Tool for 2023. The awards are next Monday. Wish us luck. We will be there. But we give you guys everything that you need to have the very best chance of becoming successful for one affordable price for the entire year. You also get access to thousands and thousands of our members, the most educated, helpful, supportive, and successful community of traders that you are ever going to find, not to mention all the real-time trade alerts from the moderators and myself that have been able to maintain a cumulative win rate amongst us as a group on all of our executions of just around 80%, now going on roughly the last 4 years. And in case you were wondering, why on God's green earth should you listen to anything that I have to say? Allow me to explain. I did not figure this out on my own. I did not have to sift through hours of YouTube videos or sit in the dark depths of Discord chats. I began my trading career right out of college, working for T3 Alpha Fund in New York City, where I had to go through an educational training program, and I was taught by professionals on Wall Street how to navigate markets the proper way. Then 2008 happened, and that was the Great Recession and the stock market crash, but it was also the same year that I received one of the firm's Trader of the Year awards. Now you fast forward, I'm the co-founder and head trader of True Trading Group, along with my team of 9 professional trading mods and an over 30-person staff. We have helped thousands of members from all over the world reach their goals. So if you are ready to learn trading profit for real, you've come to the right place. 6 nights a week, Sunday through Friday, we go live right here for free, where myself, other TTG Pro trading mods, and special guests drop golden nuggets and give you free lessons, education, trade ideas, market commentary that can help you become better trader. So if you have not yet done so, smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, turn on your notifications, make sure you guys never miss out on any of these live streams, because we're dropping golden nuggets on a regular basis. We did it again. We did it again. Today, I can't take any credit for it because not one of them was a trade that I executed, but 2 more triple-digit gain trades alerted, capitalized, called out, and profited on inside of True Trading Group. I told you guys that October was a banner month for us in True Trading Group. We actually had 20 triple-digit gains alerted, traded, executed, capitalized on inside True Trading Group in the month of October. We had 20. That was the best that we have done in 2023. We have 20 triple-digit gains in October. That was the best that we have done. I told you coming into the month of November that I want to exceed that in the month of November. Now, here we sit on November 7th, and we have had 8 triple-digit gains traded, alerted, and executed on inside of True Trading Group by the moderators in True Trading Group. Like I said, I did not make a triple-digit gain today. I made one yesterday. I did not make one today. But Uni, Andrea Weber, Uni the unicorn, the magical unicorn, has been absolutely on fire. On fire. She had 4 triple-digit gains last week, 2 today on Alphabet and on Palantir. Just unbelievable trading taking place inside of True Trading Group. And this is the beauty about TTG. I know you guys see me on these live streams, but I am not the only professional trader that guides you through each and every single trading day. I am not the only professional trader that is alerting you to all of the trades that they are making and to answering questions and giving you their commentary and analysis from the pre-market session all the way through into the close. We are not just with you for an hour or two and then you're left to fend for yourself. There's 9 pro traders that are sharing their screens with you throughout the day, that are with you in chat, that are answering questions, that are calling out all of their trades. So tipping my hat to Uni. She predominantly day trades and swing trades, options, loves focusing on the mega cap tech names, Apple, Amazon, Alphabet, AMD, Palantir. These are all positions that she is in or was in and got out of today, still holding some of those positions, but has been capitalizing on all of these positions over the last week or so. All to the long side, all call options, multiple triple digits last week while the markets ripped. Carried those positions on into this week, taking more positions in this week, swing trading. These are trades that you don't have to worry about, being in front of your computer all day, every day. You don't have to. You don't have to, worry about being in front of your computer. Like, I understand that most people don't have the time and the luxury to just sit in front of a computer screen and stare at charts all day long. You guys are busy. You have other responsibilities. I get it. These are swing trades that we're talking about. Yes, yesterday we had 2 triple-digit gain day trades that were actually executed on before lunchtime. So entered in the morning, entered around 10 o'clock, exited and done with the trade before 12. But now today, 2 triple-digit gain trades that actually were swing trades. Trades that you could have gotten in yesterday or on Friday or sometime last week and held on to that position for a couple of days and then exited for 128% gain on Palantir and a 100% gain on Alphabet Googl, Googl call options. You have to use our mobile app. People that are on here, if you are watching this live stream right now and you are not a member of True Trading Group and you're wondering to yourselves, well, what is it about True Trading Group that makes them different from other communities? Why is True Trading Group nominated for Benzinga's FinTech Awards for Best Data Analysis Tool for 2023 and not all of the other different communities and trading groups that you see out there and the other gurus that you see on YouTube? Why is it that they're not nominated for that category, but yet we are? And a lot of it has to do with the technology that our platform has, the innovation that our platform has, and the way that our platform is helping retail traders and investors to become more successful, to gain knowledge, and to actually start profiting on a consistent basis from the overall markets. Instead of just wishing, hoping, and dreaming and treating the stock market like a casino, our platform is allowing everyday people to profit from the markets and to reach their goals. It doesn't matter where you come from. It doesn't matter how much money you have. It doesn't matter how much experience or knowledge that you have. You don't have to have gone to some fancy Ivy League education. You don't need Wall Street experience. As long as you have this is all that you need as a member of True Trading Group. Not specifically an iPhone. My Android users out there with your green message bubbles, you can use them as well. Also, our mobile app is available for iPhone and Android. Make sure that you download it and use it because you will receive real-time push notifications when our moderators enter and exit their positions. Can you get a text message during the day while you are at work? Yes. Fantastic. That means that you can follow along with every single thing that is taking place inside of True Trading Group on our platform, all the trades executed by our moderators, while also seeing the screen share because we share our screens with you during the day, and you can follow along with the trades that you would like to follow along with. Obviously, if I'm trading a real fast moving small cap that's halting all over the place and you're busy and you're at work, then obviously that's not a trade that you're going to follow because you're busy and that trade requires your full attention. But when a swing trade is alerted, you know that the moderator that is entering that position has every intention on holding on to that trade for multiple days. And when a traditional day trade is entered, you know that the moderator has every intention of holding on to that position for several hours. Our day trades last several hours. Our swing trades last several days, sometimes even several weeks. We have several open swing trades right now inside of True Trading Group, some in oil, some in financials, and some in tech. You don't have to be some rapid fire in, out, in, out, in, out, in, out like you see on YouTube. I understand that if you're teaching a classroom full of 10-year-olds, or you're driving an ambulance truck, or you're working a piece of heavy machinery at a construction site, or you're working with patients during the day, you are not able to get in and out of trades within seconds or minutes. You need time, you need days, you need hours to place your trades. That is exactly what our platform allows. Our platform is built for people that are busy. We have 10,000 members from 115 different countries. 82% of our members have full-time jobs. The others are either retired or are full-time traders. How do you think those 82% are able to follow along with everything that goes on inside True Trading Group? It's because of the mobile app. Partly one of the reasons why we've been nominated and we are one of the finalists for Best Data Analysis Tool from the Benzinga FinTech Awards. It is the technology that is our platform. It is the conglomerate, okay, that we are as far as the tools and the resources that are on our platform that allow retail traders to make money, plain and simple. And if you're on this live stream, that's the goal that there you go, 80% gain on AMD swing trade. There it is. Boom. Way to go, Azan. If you're on this live stream, you're here with one very specific goal, make money. That's why you're here. You're not here to watch me make money or listen to somebody else tell you how they made money. You're trying to figure out how you can start making money. And the reality is that our platform has allowed thousands of members from all over the world to do exactly that. And I don't want you to take my word for it. Members of True Trading Group that are with me right now, type the number 1 if you are making money and you are becoming better traders because of TTG. Just go ahead and type the number 1 inside chat right now. Type the number 1 if you're making money and you guys are becoming better traders because of True Trading Group. Just go ahead and type the number 1. Now, for those of you that are not members, I want you to pay very close attention to how many people you see type the number 1 on this side of the screen, because these people that you see typing the number 1, these are your peers, these are your friends, these are your family members, these are your coworkers. These are people that have the exact same excuses and hurdles and obstacles they've put in front of themselves that you have right now on why you think that you can't do this. Because you have a full-time job, these people have full-time jobs. Because you don't have a lot of money, these people have started with $100 in their trading account, some of them, and have grown those accounts over 5 figures. The excuses that you have put in front of yourself are just that, excuses. Our platform is built and designed for people that are busy. All you need is a cell phone, a tablet. As long as you can listen to music during the day, you can capitalize on what's going on inside of True Trading Group. And with the way that our moderators have been trading over the last couple of weeks, 20 triple-digit gains in the month of October, and now 8 so far in the month of November, you are absolutely, undoubtedly going to want to be paying attention to what is taking place inside True Trading Group on a daily basis. I want to recap for you guys some of the trades here from today, and then I figure what we can do here today. Not a lot of economic data here this week. It's just been all about Fed members speaking. You have earnings that have been coming out here this week as well. You have more earnings on deck. We got our major tech company earnings last week. Now you're getting a couple of the other lower, not lower tier, but like smaller companies have been coming out with earnings. You got more earnings coming up tomorrow. You got Disney coming up. You got AMC that's coming up. That's one that obviously a lot of people follow and pay attention to. So you still have a lot of companies that are coming out and reporting earnings. Roblox is coming up as well. That's another one that a lot of people follow pretty heavily. Palantir just finished up their earnings. Hence, you're looking at one of the triple-digit gains executed in chat, 128% gain on Palantir. And I think there's actually more upside on that Palantir trade. I don't think this is the last time that we're going to be talking about Palantir. So let's actually start going over. I want to recap for you guys 2 of the triple-digit gains that were alerted inside of True Trading Group here today. And then we'll I'll go over kind of what I think the markets do from here, because the markets are at the level that I have written down. The level that I have written down, we are at it. I'll tell you exactly where I think we go from here. What are some of the trades that I have on deck? A couple of the stocks that I was looking at Sunday night that were on my watch list have moved through, like Adobe. Adobe is one that has moved through a specific level that is no longer on my watch list for a potential trade. So I want to update you guys on some of my trade ideas that I had coming into this week, what I think the markets do from here, and then we'll open things up and I'll do a nice little blanket open floor Q&A session so you guys can ask me whatever questions are on your mind. If you have questions about individual stocks, you have questions about the overall market, you have questions about what's going on, bigger picture, what's going on with the economy, is there going to be a recession, whatever questions you guys want to ask, I'm going to allow you guys to just ask me whatever's on your mind. Okay, so let's get on over to the charts and let's start going over some of these trades. Palantir, right? Palantir, this is one of the triple digit gains that was called out inside of True Trading Group, and this was actually a position that was entered earlier in the week and took profit off here today, right? Today, profit taken off on Palantir for 128% gain, and then still holding on to some of that position. What I would like to go over with you right now is what I actually think you're going to see from Palantir in the coming days. I am looking for this 18.25 area to stay as support. Okay. I'm looking for it to stay as support, right? You see that we had this previous resistance level right here in the beginning of October, and then you had earnings. The earnings gap up took you through that resistance level, and then yesterday it acted as a level of support. What I'm looking for from Palantir, and I think it's going to take a couple of days, right? I think it's going to take a couple of days for us to make this move. Nice. Way to go, RoboMutt. Quite a 75% gain on Palantir today. It's still swinging one of the contracts. It's still swinging one of the contracts still in that position, depending on your expiration. I still think that I'm looking at this thing for potential longs. I actually think that Palantir is going to get up to this level, this $20 area, but I think it's just going to take time. I don't think it's going to get there tomorrow. I don't think it's going to get there actually even on Thursday. I don't think it's going to even get there this week. But I do believe that as you go into the deeper part, the second half of November, I actually think Palantir is going to make a move up there and test this $20 level. So what I am looking for on Palantir is I'm watching for any pullbacks down towards 18 and a quarter. I'm looking for those areas to be support. I want to see the stock hold above that area, because if it does, let's say you get maybe a pullback, maybe it looks like this, we pull back into that level, then that level holds and you get this kind of, candle formation, almost puts in a little bit of a flag pattern. And then you can start to then climb and make that move and get up there towards 20. But that is my target. My target is going to be up here around $20. So I actually don't think that we are done with this trade. Okay. I do not believe that we are done with this trade. I think that there is a potential for more upside on Palantir in the coming weeks. 18.25, that's going to be the level that I'm going to try to look for to hold and see if then we can continue up there towards 20. All right. We had really great earnings on Palantir last week. Great earnings with a big gap up. It's an AI name. It's, heavily followed on social media. When that thing gets going, it can really start to push. All right. So we're going to keep eyes on Palantir. That was 128% gain on the swing trade on call options executed by Uni Andre Weber, one of our professional trading mods who has actually been trading since 2009. Since 2009. And she's just been on an absolute tear. All right. Next up is Alphabet. Google. Now, Google is approaching a level of resistance, right? But this was a 100% gainer. Again, swing trade. Okay, again, swing trade on Google. And you guys can see just following the trend, right? Just following the trend here on Google. Just following the trend. Just letting this thing continue to stair step its way higher. 100% gain on the call options here today on Google. Way to go, Paul Parker. Paul Parker caught 87% on that Google. Way to go, Boats and Hose. I love the username. 86% gain on Google today for Boats and Hose. I love the username. Such a great movie. Such a great movie. But there you go. There's some comments right there. Some people that are capitalizing on just trend trading and following that channel, guys, on Google. Just been a beautiful stair step. That trade, I believe Uni has exited that trade. Uni, if you are actually on this live stream, you can correct me. Did we just become best friends? Yes, I think we just did. I think we just became best friends. Oh, that's great. But with Google, right, pushing up into this gap. This was the earnings gap. You have a big gap down on earnings. Remember, Google had disappointing earnings, and the stock has been slowly climbing its way higher as interest rates have pulled back and markets have moved higher. Tech stocks have moved higher, and you got this move to the upside. But this is significantly weaker than some of your other tech names. You take a look at Microsoft, okay? Microsoft is back to its all-time high. Its all-time high sits right up there around 366. You can see we have been pushing ourselves after Microsoft's earnings back up into that level of resistance of all-time highs. You've got Meta that is not quite at those all-time highs, but you're sitting at these 52-week highs, and you have the strong double top there at 326, 327. And then you have Apple, which has been making another really great move today. Apple, after its earnings, having a nice little climb there up to the upside. So you can see tech is moving to the upside, but Google is actually one of the weaker names out of all of your tech names. Amazon, beautiful move back up there, testing 52-week highs also. All right. But what I was saying to you before, the SPY is at the level. The SPY is at the level that I think is due for a pullback. The markets have been green for 8 consecutive days. The NASDAQ's been green for 8 consecutive days. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 consecutive days for the SPY. That is the longest streak of consecutive green days for the S&P since 2021. And now you remember 2021, all the market did was just go up, right? So in 2021, all you had was just the market just going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, there's 7 days right there. On the SPY, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 right here. You have, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm just looking at all these consecutive red days in 2021. But the 7th consecutive, green days, the 7 consecutive green days that we just experienced in the SPY, that's the biggest win streak since 2021. It's not common for you to get 7 consecutive green days in a row. It's even less common to get 8 and even less common to get 9. So what I think is that we're at a beautiful level of resistance on the SPY. We're pushing right up into this level, 437.50 up to 439. It's about $1.50 wide resistance zone. And you can see very clearly on my screen, this was a level of resistance that we failed at multiple times in the month of October. This is an open gap that we had there from September. That gap was filled in the middle of October. And now here we are testing this level right now. And what else do we have is this purple line. That purple line is the 100-day moving average. I do not believe that we are going to be able to break through this level without first experiencing a tradable pullback that's going to allow the markets to consolidate and recharge their battery. And that tradable pullback, I actually think, is going to be led by the potential of a move back to the upside in bond yields, as bonds have been rallying as of late. That's pushed yields to the downside, and that's allowed stocks to move higher. I think that nothing goes up in a straight line. I think bonds have had a nice run. I think stocks have had a nice run. I think bonds are going to pull back. And when bonds pull back, yields go up. When yields go up, tech comes down. When tech comes down, stock market comes down. And I'm actually going to look to I'm not looking for a crash. Listen to me very carefully. I'm not looking for the market to do this. That's not what I'm looking for. But what I am looking for is for the market to do that. A nice little calm, controlled pullback. Just take a breather. Give you like maybe 2 red days in a row, but small red days. Okay. Oh, and there you go. There is Uni. Uni, thank you. So still in some of the Google trade and the Palantir trade. So thank you. There, Uni is here. And she, of course, has the unicorn icon on her YouTube handle. So all of you if you guys are wondering who it is that was that I'm talking about, that executed the Palantir trade and executed the Alphabet trade for the triple-digit gains. There she is, right there. Username Uni. That is one of our professional trading moderators inside True Trading Group that's been trading since 2009. Has been on an absolute tear, like 4 triple-digit gains last week, and already has a couple of them again here this week. All right. So there we have that. Yes. And Jay Elevate says that gap has not closed. Yo, there's always one. Yes, Jay. Technically speaking, correct. Technically speaking, we'd have to go. We missed closing that gap by about 40 or 50 cents. So technically speaking, yes, we've got about 50 cents to go before we fill that gap. Technically speaking. So J Elevate, yes. Technically an unclosed gap. We tried to get up there multiple times there in the month of October. We kept pushing up against 437, 437, 437, 437, 437.50, 438, 437.50. 438, 437.50, 438, and could not quite get to 438.60, which is that complete gap fill. And now you have the 100-day moving average sitting there as well. So what I'm looking for, folks, is pullbacks off that level. I'm not looking for much. I just think that we can pull back to around 433. 433 to 432. You have plenty of gaps here in on this move to the upside. So what I want to show you right now is you have plenty of gaps here to the upside. You have one gap here and you have one gap here. I don't necessarily think we've got to pull this all the way back to here and actually start to fill that gap. I don't, is this a possible pullback? Absolutely. That is a possible pullback, but I think bare minimum, you pull back to fill this gap. All right. And that's my target that I'm looking for on this consolidation. I'm looking for pullbacks off this zone, and I'm looking for us to get down into and start to work ourselves down into this open gap that you see here that was put in last week. Okay. So there you guys have that. Those are my thoughts with regards to the overall market. And we will be getting into, I want to open things up here for you guys to do like an open floor blanket Q&A session, allow for anybody to just ask me questions about what's going on. Since there's not a lot of economic data this week and there haven't been like major blockbuster earnings, I figure, it would be a good time because I always come on these live streams. I always go over everything that's going on. I give you guys like information overload and analysis overload. It's like, there's usually so many catalysts. There's usually economic data that you guys are trying to decipher. And is it good? Is it bad? And I'm always going over that stuff. We're talking about the trades. And I feel like since we don't have a lot of economic data this week, it's the perfect time for us to do like a blanket open floor Q&A session. Before I do that, I would like to see, John thinks that I am a psychic. I would like to see how many people are on this live stream that are not members of True Trading Group. If you are not a member of True Trading Group, do me a favor and just type the letters TTG first. Just do me a favor, type TTG. If you guys are not a member of True Trading Group, I just want to see how many people are on here that are not part of our community before I start this Q&A session. So don't be shy. Just go ahead, type TTG for those of you that are not members of True Trading Group. Hell yeah, Miho. Miho goes, no questions. I just want to say we're slaying it these last 2 weeks. Let's see. We got James G. Diddy. We got Hot Fire Fish. We got Akin. We got I Got Options. We got Jason Ridley. So a handful of people here that are not part of True Trading Group. Listen, so for those of you that are not part of True Trading Group, I want to just briefly tell you guys real quick about, because we have started our Veterans Black Friday, Thanksgiving Day sale. We're running it for the, do I think we end the year above 460 on the SPY? I do not. I do not think we end the year above 460 on the SPY. But for those of you that are not members, I want to make sure you guys are well aware of that sale that has started, because every 24-hour period, the way that it works, the price goes up every 24 hours. So that means the price that it is today is the cheapest that it's going to be for the whole month of November. So it's Thanksgiving, Veterans Day, Black Friday, the price is going to be higher than it is right now. It's how we're doing this because we believe that people that act first should be rewarded. Our membership is normally $2,212 for the year. It's a one-time payment. There's no payment plans. There's no monthly payments. It's a year membership. However, while we are running this sale, you guys can get a 54% discount, which drops the price all the way down to just $1,011 for the entire year of 12 months. That comes with all of our courses and all of the tools, which is the reason why we're nominated and we're a finalist for Best Data Analysis Tool for the Benzinga FinTech Awards. It's all of these tools all under one roof. What I would like for you guys to do, if you're not a member, go to ttgoffer.com. Go there directly. Every single thing that you see on that page is included in your membership with no upsell for 12 months for the $1,011. All you need to do is use the coupon code I'm giving you now, TTG121. TTG121. When you go to ttgoffer.com, use that coupon code, type it in manually, click apply code, the price drops down to $1,011 for the entire year. We do have some laptops available this evening, but there are only 8. Okay. We only have 8 laptops that are available here today. So If you see a laptop in your checkout cart, like you see right now on the screen, that means you're going to be getting a brand new free laptop when you do join True Trading Group, included as part of that $1,011 membership. You don't have to enter your address. You're going to get a welcome email after you join with instructions how to claim that laptop. We have members in 115 countries. I assure you, as long as you live on planet Earth, we will get you that brand new free laptop. It's a Windows 11 laptop. It comes with Microsoft 365. You can use to trade with. You can use it for work. You can give it to your kid for school. You can just sell the laptop on eBay. I don't care. Put the money back in your account. It's our gift to you when you guys join our platform as part of our sale, our holiday sale that we're running here for the month of November. But remember, every single day, the price goes up. You guys could have joined actually earlier in the week for less than $1,000. Now it's 1,011, and it's going to continue to go up every 24-hour period. Included is all of our courses, our 23-course curriculum. It's a simplified and expanded upon version of what I learned working at the fund in New York. Okay. There's no upsell for special VIP pro courses that cost more money. Every single course is included. You're also going to be getting access to Benzinga Pro's real-time news feed. Okay. Breaking news as soon as it crosses the wire, congressional trading data, insider trading, the Trading Views premium charting software, the trade ideas scanners. You can focus on the hottest stocks during the day, unusual options activity, dark pool data, options flow, short data, analyst ratings, a trading journal that tracks your trades for you. You're also going to get a social sentiment scanner that tells you which stocks are being talked about most on social media, so you can stay ahead of the crowd. All of our AI trading assistants, our AI trading tool, all of these things are included in the $1,011. You don't have to pay $1 extra for any of them. Remember, go to ttgoffer.com. Everything you see on that page is included for the $1,011. You get the free laptop this evening, and I'm also giving you a double your money back guarantee. The way that it works, I believe so strongly in the platform that we have created and its ability to help you reach your goals that anyone that joins True Trading Group gets a double your money back guarantee. It's quite simple how it works. You join our platform, go through our courses, pass our quizzes, attend one study group, and actually use the platform. If during your membership you are unable to make enough winning trades to equal what you have paid for your membership at least one time during that year, that means if you can't make enough winning trades to equal the $1,011 membership fee that it'll cost you, then we will give you back $2,022. You can keep that laptop. That's double your money back. I can do that very simply because our refund rate is less than 2.5%. We are 5-star rated on Trustpilot with well over 2,400 reviews, and we have a 78% retention rate. 78% of our members renew their membership or have gone on to become lifetime members of our platform. That is the reason why I am able to offer you guys a double your money back guarantee. It's right there in black and white on the checkout page. Go read it. All right. Again, ttgoffer.com. TTG121 coupon code. Click apply code. Price drops down to just the $1,011. The first 8 people to join get themselves a brand new free laptop. If you have any questions at all, I want you to send me a text message to 1-888-306-8783. Phone number's at the bottom of your screen. Again, 1-888-306-8783. If you have any questions at all, we're fully transparent. We're an open book. Anything you want to know, text us. We'll talk about it. Don't call that number. It's a text-only phone number. And lastly, if you're a trial member or you used to be, or maybe you used to be an annual member and you guys want to come back for this deal, you have to send a text message because we have to whitelist your email address. So again, that phone number is 1-888-306-8783. All right, folks. Let's take it back on over to the charts. Ask me your questions. Ask me your questions. Guys, do me a favor. Begin typing your questions in chat right now. We're going to do an open floor blanket Q&A session for everybody. So you guys can ask me whatever is on your mind. And then Joe is going to grab those questions. We'll throw them up on the screen. All right. And then I will go through and I will answer all of your questions for you. So I figure since we don't have a lot of economic data going on, markets are just really in a technical pause. Right now, the markets are under a little bit of a technical holding period. There's no economic data for us to really digest and analyze. Some lower tier, as far as importance is concerned, earnings are underway. We got our major earnings last week. I think we have a technical pullback coming over the next 2 days, and I'll be happy to answer any questions that you guys have. Dale Jackson says, has the bull market begun? You know, it's kind of hard for somebody. You can argue that 2023 has just been a bull market. You know, ever since the markets bottomed, when that March bottom during the little regional banking crisis that we had, you went from 380 to 460. That is a substantial enough of a move to say that was, you know, we were no longer in a bear market when you go back to June and July. But if you're making reference to, it depends on the time frame the time horizon that you're considering. Because if you ask somebody in July if the markets were in a bull or bear market, the answer would be a bull market. But if you're making reference to what happened from the stock markets crash last year, when you had the 30% decline in markets last year, are we in a new bull market? From a technical standpoint, from the technical definition, there's actually not a technical definition of a bull market. There is a technical definition of a bear market. So when the markets decline 20% or more from their peak, that's a bear market. Okay. Now, depending who you ask, somebody might say, well, once the markets go up 20%, that means you're in a bull market. Others will say you're in a bull market once you clear those prior highs. I would not say that we are in a new bull market. I actually think the markets are going to pull back again in the beginning of next year. You know, part of every single year I give a stock market outlook report that I put together this big report last year. It was like 16 pages long. And I go over what my expectations are for the year, what I think the markets are going to do, what sectors I think are going to be strongest, what stocks I like to do the best. And I do that every year for members. I usually publish it either the last week of December or the first week of January is typically when that report gets published. I do it every year. I'm doing it again this year. Obviously, it's for members only, though, of True Trading Group. It's not a report that you're going to get for free here on this YouTube channel. But what I will say is that I do expect there to be a pullback next year. What I don't think is going to happen is that I don't think the markets are just going to do this, right? I don't think that this is that's the direction that this market is going to go. If that happens, then I'm going to be wrong, obviously, in my thoughts and in my thesis. But what I actually think is going to happen is I think the markets are going to, you know, pull back off this level, reestablish itself, find its footing. I think you're going to form like an inverse head and shoulders pattern where there's your left shoulder, there's your head. Then this comes together to form the right shoulder. Then I think the markets actually move higher as inflation continues to come down into the end of the year. As inflation comes down, the markets get even happier about the fact that the Fed is done raising rates. Yields come down, markets push higher. You have seasonal strength of November and December to push the markets higher as well. But then I think that you're going to start to top out once you get up into this region. And then you're going to start 2024. And 2024 is going to have its own problems. 2024 is going to have another, in my opinion, I predict there's going to be another concern with regional banks as your commercial real estate issue is going to get worse. And regional banks are the ones that have commercial real estate exposure. It is not the big mega banks. It's not JP Morgan, Bank of America, Wells Fargo. It is these smaller regional banks that have the commercial real estate exposure. And as commercial real estate takes a hit next year, I think that's going to put further pressure on the regional banking sector that is already under pressure. Nobody really knows how much pressure they're going to come under because everything that they've been through so far The Fed kind of came in, helped them out, gave them that lending facility, allowed them to borrow money against their bond holdings, was able to give them, cash reserves and to keep them liquid enough and to keep those banks solvent. So you avoided any type of a bank run that caused, the collapse of Silicon Valley Bank, that caused the collapse of First Republic, et cetera. Okay. I think we got to welcome Peter. We have to welcome Peter, folks. Peter is the first new member to join here this evening. Everybody welcome Peter. Peter's the newest member of the group, guys. Everybody welcome Peter. That means we're down to just 7 of those laptops, guys. So, guys, welcome Peter. Guys, remember, go to ttgoffer.com, use the coupon code TTG121, click apply code, price drops down to $1,011. See a laptop, you're getting one. You get the double your money back guarantee. And we got to welcome Val. Val also just joined. Everybody welcome Val. Val just joined. So now that means we're down to just 6 of those laptops. So Peter and Val, welcome to the True Trading Group community. All right. Welcome to the True Trading Group community. But once you get into next year, see what I actually think, that I think there's going to be a recession scare next year in the first half of the year. Now, whether or not we actually have a recession or if we have a soft landing, I got to tell you guys, I am as close to 50-50 on that as I think I can possibly be. But what I do believe is that even if you have a soft landing, I think there's going to be a recession scare. That recession scare will bring markets to the downside. And then how far to the downside we go will actually depend on whether or not we have a recession or not. If you don't have a recession, I don't think the markets get any lower than like 380s on the SPY. But I do think that you have the possibility of next year, a bit of a pullback that takes you back down towards this area, and you start to get into all of this massive consolidation from earlier this year. And then if you have a soft landing, then the markets find their footing and then the markets recover, and you go through a very choppy period in the markets in the second half of 2024 as the markets then start their recovery and start to take back a lot of the, get back to levels that we were at this year already. Like when we were at 450, 460 in the summer, I think you can get back to those levels and in the second half of next year going into 2025. And then eventually by 25, 26, the markets work their way back to make new all-time highs. But if you have a recession, then you go lower than that. Okay. If you have a recession, I don't know whether or not we're going to have a recession. I'm not a psychic, and I got to be honest with you. There are data points that tell me that we're going to have a recession, and there's data points that tell me that we're not going to have a recession. I'll tell you what, if we don't have a recession, this will be the first time in history that all 3 things have happened without a recession. That's an inverted yield curve, a rate hike cycle from the Fed, and an oil price shock. You got every single one of those things happen this year, and never in history have those 3 things happened and that you not had a recession follow. It's never happened before. But you want to know what else has never happened before? The entire economy being shut down and trillions of dollars of cash being injected into the economy. That's also never happened before. So nobody really has the playbook on how that plays itself out and how that pans out. A lot of people, including myself, severely underestimated how long the consumer was going to hold together and how long all of the cash that was saved during COVID, underestimated how long that cash would last the consumer to allow them to continue to spend as strongly as they have throughout the year, even in the face of higher interest rates, in the face of higher prices with inflation. But inflation is coming down. Interest rates are not yet really coming down, and they're probably going to stay at these elevated levels for quite some time. I think eventually the consumer is going to crack a bit. When that consumer starts to crack, you have a little tick up in unemployment. It's going to scare people. It's going to scare the markets. They're thinking, here comes the recession. And then I think you get the market pullback. The point that I'm trying to make to you is that I don't think it really matters whether or not there's a recession or not, because either way, I think that there's a tradable move to the downside next year. And then at that time, we can reassess to say, do we think there's going to be a soft landing or a recession once we have months more of data, once we have months more of consumer data, of jobs data, of inflation data. Once we get more rhetoric and guidance from the Fed, we'll be able to make a lot better of a decision at that time. I think that's the prudent thing to do. The prudent thing to do is to say, let's not try to call the home run. Let's just try to get on base. And I think that the more probable situation is for us to say, hey, I think that we're going to have a recession scare. And then whether or not we actually have a recession or a soft landing, I don't know. There's a lot of things right now that point to soft landing. There's also some things that point to recession. I'll tell you one thing, though, is for certain. The odds of a soft landing today are significantly higher than they were in January, than they were in March. That is an undeniable fact. Even if you are the most bearish of bears, even if you think the world is going to end and cease to exist, you can't deny that the chances of a soft landing have drastically increased. And it's all because the consumer has held up as well as they have. And the jobs market has held up as well as it has. Yes, I expect it to slow. Hence the recession scare. But I think there's a hell of a lot of money to be made during that time. I know it's a really long answer to a very simple question. Somebody asked me if I think that this is the start of a new bull market. We got to welcome Charlie. Charlie, welcome. That means we're down to 5. Charlie, welcome to the True Trading Group family, guys. Everybody, welcome Charlie. That means we're down to 5 of those laptops. Again, go to ttgoffer.com and use that coupon code TTG121. Click apply code. Price drops to $10.11. You got yourself the free laptop. What about the impact of the general election next year? Chica, I honestly don't think that really matters at all. Typically, markets tend to go up during election years, but I don't think the market really cares. I don't think the market cares who's elected president. I know that there is, a lot of people. I had to listen to both sides, and I never talk politics or give my political opinion or my views or how I vote or anything like that on this YouTube channel. You guys don't care. I don't care what you think or what you vote. You don't care what I think or how I vote. And we'll never talk about it. So keep politics completely off this page and off this channel. If you talk politics on here, you will be muted. But I had to listen for the last, several years when Trump got elected in 2016. I had to listen to people say, oh, he's going to start World War III. The market's going to crash. And people shorted the markets and they got completely run over because the markets ripped to all-time highs. And then when Biden got elected, I had to listen to people say, oh, no, Biden's going to kill the economy. The market's going to crash. And everybody shorted the markets. Now the markets continue to make new all-time highs into 2021. It's like the markets actually don't give a damn whether a Democrat or Republican is in office. If you look back throughout history and you compare Democrat and Republican presidencies and performance of the market, they're actually almost dead even. They're almost dead even. There's a slight edge to Democrat, but that's mostly, I think, because of after 2008 when Obama got elected and when the markets recovered after the 2008 crash, when the markets went down 55%, you had, the big recovery. So when you factor all this together, you're in literally like it's almost a deadlock. So I don't necessarily think that it really matters. We have to welcome Vishnu. Welcome to the True Trading Group community. Everybody welcome Vishnu. 4 of those laptops now remain, guys. Everybody welcome Vishnu. 4 laptops now remain. Vishnu. What's up with CREV? James, I would stay far away from that stock, brother. This CREV is and we have to welcome Maria. Maria, welcome home. Guys, everybody welcome Maria back home. Maria used to be a member. She has now come home to join the TTG family. Her long-lost loved ones. Maria, welcome back to the True Trading Group community. Folks, that means we're down to just 3 of those laptops now. And remember, as long as you see a laptop in your checkout cart when you go to ttgoffer.com, that's how you know that you're getting one. If you don't see one, that means we've sold out. But James G. Diddy, you asked me about CREV. Let me just tell you something about CREV. It is not for the inexperienced trader. James, I have no idea what level of experience you have, but what I will tell you is CREV is the type of stock that can completely blow up your account if you don't know what you're doing. So, if you're an experienced trader, forgive my, conservativeness as I'm explaining this to you, but I just want to make sure that people understand. They see a stock go make this huge move and people get very excited. They think it's like, oh, it's the next HKD. HKD, very famously, the stock that went from whatever it was, like $10 to $2,500, and the craziest, Chinese manipulation short squeeze that I've ever seen in my entire career. I traded the crap out of that thing. I made a lot of money trading HKD, but I sure as hell wasn't in it when it went to 2,500. I was out of that thing when it was in like the hundreds. But I got in at like 55 or something like that. And I was out when it was in the hundreds. But you have to be very careful trading stocks like that because they can halt out of nowhere. You can get caught, really you can get caught with your pants down on that. And I don't want to see people get hurt by making like a silly mistake. It's one thing if you blow up your account because you just make losing trade after losing trade after losing trade, and you're just a terrible trader. And it's just like, okay, that makes sense. You lost money. But if you put yourself in a situation where you don't really necessarily understand the risk and then you blow your account because of that, that's, I almost call that, it's like an honest mistake where you just didn't necessarily know. It's not that you just kept making all these terrible trades. You just didn't know the risk. And it can really hurt people. It can really hurt people. The volume on this thing is way too light for me to even think about trading it. My position size is bigger than the volume of this stock trades in an entire 3-minute candle. Like if I was to trade, like a 3-minute candle has 500 shares on a 3-minute candle. Here's a 3-minute candle with 300 shares. Here's a 3-minute candle with 400 shares. Right? Like, I mean, it's not even trading, right? Here's 300 shares. Like if I was to trade this stock, my position size would be more than that. How can you trade a stock that is doing, less than 100 shares a minute? And the answer is you can't. So until this stock actually starts to trade real volume, I'm not looking at it. I'm not trying to trade it. But listen, if I wake up tomorrow and the stock gaps up to 150, it pulls into 130, holds, rips to 190 and starts trading, 1 million shares, okay, then I'll be all over this thing for a possible squeeze. But for now, it is a no trade. There's just no volume. There is no liquidity. I want nothing to do with it right now. Next question. What are my overall thoughts on Disney? Are they worth trading after reporting earnings tomorrow? Well, Huckleberry, are they worth trading after earnings? That depends on their earnings. What I would say is I think this stock is getting, it's washed out, man. It's washed out. I actually think that that this could be a long setup if it gets above 86. So I want to draw this line for you guys. All right, I want to draw this line for you just so you can see what I'm looking at. And I'm playing this purely based on technicals. You can see this previous support level, right? You guys can see that. And then you broke underneath it. And then it's been a resistance, 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 right? So you guys can see that. It doesn't take an experienced chartist to see that, right? So Miho says, how many triple-digit gains are we at so far this month? We're at 8 so far. We are at 8 so far this month amongst all of the trading mods at True Trading Group. And it's been diversified too. I think we've had 8 triple-digit gains, but I think it's been like 4 or 5 different mods that have executed on those trades. But yeah, this is the level that I see for Disney. If Disney has earnings and still does not get above 86, it's tough to try to be long that thing. But you are trying to double bottom. The stock is flushed out for sure. Sentiment on Disney is as low as I think that I could ever remember sentiment being this bad for Disney. And I think that eventually this is actually going to be a pretty good buy, specifically for the long-term portfolio. And I'm actually thinking about maybe a long-term portfolio add, but I just want to wait to see, how long is going to take Bob Iger to turn the ship around, because it's been like trying to turn around a cruise ship. And his return to Disney has not been great. And there were so many problems and so many issues that he said, this is worse than I thought when I came back to take on the role as CEO. So I just think maybe it's just going to take more time for this ship to get righted. But eventually when the ship gets righted, I think it's a good stock to own. But 86 is your mark as far as a trade is concerned, Huckleberry. 86 is the mark. If you gap above 86 on really good earnings, try to be long in front of 86. That's a trade idea I'll be looking at. Next question. Yeah, guys, I'm doing an open floor blanket Q&A session. Hot fire fish. Just types ticker symbols without questions with them. CELH. CELH, I'll talk about this one first. CELH, they had their earnings, right? I'm pretty sure CELH had earnings. Yeah, they had earnings today. I mean, listen, what I'll say here with CELH is you can draw this line on your screen just as a point of reference for the future. It's not anything that you look at now, but for point of reference in the future. You've got such a ridiculous level at 120 that if at any point you can set a price alert for the next 2 years on CELH, and if this thing gets into the 120s, it's a buy. It's a tradable buy off of what was, a really nice cup and handle pattern on the daily chart. Cup and handle pattern broke it out. Very obvious. This was double top resistance, all-time high. You broke through that this year as Celsius has really started to take off. It became support. You got more follow through to the upside. It has not gotten the same level of hit on Celsius as you saw with some other soft drinks like Pepsi, Coca-Cola. The whole Ozempic craze actually caused, stocks like Pepsi to take a pretty big hit in September and October. You see this big hit is actually reports because of less, junk food because of Ozempic. And you take a look at, Pepsi, you take a look at Coca-Cola. These aren't just companies. Take a look at like General Mills. These aren't just companies that, like, Coca-Cola doesn't just own Coke. Like, Coca-Cola owns a conglomerate of a ton of different brands. Same thing with Pepsi. But Celsius has not really been hit by that bug. And I think the chart looks pretty damn freaking good. And I think that if there's pullbacks down into this region as the stock consolidates through, I think that you're looking at pretty decent long opportunities for the long-term portfolio. As far as a quick little active trade, I think the stock is going through a bit of a consolidation period right now where I don't see a clear directional move. You got to realize that stocks move in waves. Stocks will have periods of directional momentum, and then they have periods of consolidation. Right now, I believe that Celsius is going through a period of consolidation. I don't necessarily think that there's a glaring long signal or a glaring short signal on CELH right now. I think you have this wide range candle today after they had their earnings this morning. And I don't know what the earnings were. This is not a stock that I follow. So I would have to go back and look at their earnings to tell you what I think about how the stock reacted to those numbers. And if I think it's bullish or bearish, I don't know what their earnings were. So I can't speak to that. But to me, I don't see a glaring long or short. I think it's a consolidation phase. Can you give us your take on Apple? Yes, I would love to. I think, oh man. Oh, this is tough. I think Apple's also at a level of resistance. I do. Listen, I think these tech stocks are due for a pullback in the next day or so. But you don't fight the fact that if yields keep going down, then tech stocks are going to continue to find a bid. Apple's earnings were okay. They weren't fantastic. They weren't terrible. They were, earnings per share beat, revenue beat. They kind of gave the insinuation of a soft Q4. And China's a real problem. China's economy is not doing well at all. And, Apple relies pretty heavily on China. But, what I think you're going to see with Apple is, or what maybe people are hoping is that India can become the new growth driver for Apple that China was for the company. They have had 4 consecutive quarters of revenue decline, which you haven't seen in over 10 years. Do you get a 5th quarter of revenue decline? Well, that is going to be dependent on the consumer. I don't think you're going to get another quarter of revenue decline. Q4 is usually Apple's biggest quarter because it's such a hot gift for loved ones and friends. People, oh, it's Christmas, it's the holidays. What do? People buy their loved ones the Apple Watch. They buy the iPhone. They buy, our parents buy their kid the iPhone, or people, kid gets his girlfriend the AirPods. Like, people buy Apple products as gifts. So it is their biggest quarter. So 4 quarters of negative decline, I think that ends in Q4. Resistance up here around 182, 183. But I don't necessarily think it's a good short. Just listen, I think that there's people confused. Like, if you say to me, hey, you're going to go long Apple. And if I say no, then that people think that means, oh, let's go short. Just because the stock's not a good long does not mean it's a good short, and vice versa. Just because the stock's not a good short does not mean it's a good long. You guys, that's a saying that I learned very early in my career that has saved me a lot of money. Is it worth going over Indian-based stocks for the long-term portfolios? Colin, what I will say is this. I do have exposure in my emerging markets portfolio to India. I'm actually very bullish on India over the next 5 to 10 years. I think that India's economy is on the brink of like a real boom. But I could not tell you one single company or one single stock to own. I couldn't tell you one. That is something that my portfolio manager at JP Morgan Wealth Management, they run my entire emerging markets portfolio. So I have an emerging markets portfolio. You got China, India, Brazil is in there. But I'm pretty bullish on India over the next several years, but I could not tell you one single company that I own. I don't even know if I own single companies, Indian companies. It's probably just a basket of different funds, but I couldn't tell you a single one. Palantir, think it hits 20 this week. I do not think it hits 20 this week. I do think it hits 20. I just don't think it happens this week. $20 is actually my target for Palantir, but I just think it's going to take, a couple more days for that to happen. Meaning, if you want to play that, move to 20. I would not be in the November 10th expiration call. If you're looking at like tomorrow, you're like, oh, if you think it's going 20, you're going to go and buy tomorrow. You're going to go and buy the November 10th call, planning to hold it till it gets to 20. I think you're going to run out of time before it gets there. Yeah, 2 weeks out, James. There you go. Yep. All right, guys, I'll take maybe like 1 or 2 more questions. Can we talk about Datadog or Snow after Datadog raised guidance? Datadog had a phenomenal quarter. There was a lot of concern here coming into Datadog's earnings because of what happened with Fortinet. Fortinet had a huge, very disappointing quarter for Fortinet, but Datadog came out and then really, gave some good guidance, and that's really why the stock moved as high as it did. This is actually the best one-day move for Datadog in its history as a public company. The stock has never had a 28% gain in a single day before. It is the biggest one-day move that the stock has ever had. And what I think that you're going to see now in Datadog is actually, I think you're going to see a consolidation between 95 and 105. And I want to show you the 2 levels that I'm looking at. I think that, you're going to get this. So I see a really nice potential channel that's starting to form here. And Datadog is a funny stock. Datadog can go through periods of intense directional momentum, and then it can go through just an absolute seesaw back and forth consolidation where it's just choppy as all hell. And with this huge gap up, I think this gap up needs to be consolidated. I do not think that you're going to see Datadog. I do not think you're going to see Datadog do this in the next couple of days. I also do not think you're going to see it do this in the next couple of days. I actually think that within the next couple of days, you're going to see Datadog trade right where it's at. I think you're going to just kind of stay right inside of this range. Bottoms around 90, the mid 90s are the bottoms, and then just above 100, like 105, tops. And I think we just have to consolidate this huge move. Biggest gap up that the stock's ever had, biggest one-day move it's ever had. I think that needs to consolidate. What do I think about Chevron for a day trade? Chevron has had a tough go at it, and I'll explain to you why. So Chevron's gotten hit. Oil has gotten hit. The reason why oil has gotten hit is because the economic numbers that are coming out of Germany, which is the biggest economy in Europe, and China, the biggest economy in Asia, obviously the second biggest economy in the world behind the United States. Both of those countries have reported in the last week or two really weak economic data. Really weak economic data. And that is a concern for oil because that means lower demand. Lower demand for oil means prices go down. And that's what you have seen over the last week or so. You've seen oil prices. I'll just pull up USO. You can see prices of oil moving to the downside, right? While that happens, oil stocks are pulling back, but Chevron is specifically getting hit because Chevron is acquiring a company, and when Chevron announced that deal, there's part of that deal is stock, and it is seen as, when you have like these acquisitions, it's seen as a little dilutive. It's seen as a liability. Usually when you have an acquisition, unless a company gets a really good price for the company, but usually that doesn't happen in an acquisition. Usually you have to pay a premium in order to convince the shareholders of that other company to actually sell to you. They're not going to sell to you for like market price or a discount to market. You have to pay a premium for the company. So that happened the exact same time that oil is going down. So Chevron got hit twice as hard. But I do think that Chevron is getting to a bottom end of its support levels. And I think that, I don't know if we're there just yet, but if Chevron gets like another $1 or $2 to the downside, I think you're coming up on a nice area of support that I think is tradable. I think you can trade off of these lows. And I'll just show this level for you guys here. You can see this previous level here. You overshot it. You overshot it there last year when the markets were crashing. So that intense volatility overshot the level, but then that level reestablished itself in September. So, I think that once you get down into like the low 140s, I think that's enough of a support level that you can try to look for longs. Just to make sure if you're going to trade the oil stocks long, you better know what the price of oil is doing. All right. That's it, folks. All right. So it kind of wraps things up here for us today. Hope you guys enjoyed. Hope you guys enjoyed the stream. I hope you guys, enjoyed me just kind of answering a couple of questions for you guys. I hope that if I didn't get to your question, just come back again tomorrow. Maybe I can grab your question tomorrow. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, smash the like button. Make sure you never miss out on any one of these live streams. It's my pleasure to answer your questions for you guys and help you out in any way that I can. Share my experience, share my knowledge with you guys. It is my absolute pleasure. I love to do it. There's two things that I could always talk about, no matter what. I can always talk about stocks, and I can always talk about sports. So anytime you want to talk sports or stocks, you let me know. I'm game. All right. So if you guys are not interested in a membership, you can sign off the live stream now. I'm done with the questions. I'm done with the analysis and the educational stuff. If you are interested, I'll show you briefly what the membership, or what the platform rather, looks like, so you can see what your $1,011 will get you if you decide to join the True Trading Group community. Because again, it is an all-inclusive membership. You get access to all of our tools. You get access to all of our courses. What you see on the screen right now is actually our chat room. The chat room is where the mods and I share our screen. We're live with the mic. We're calling out trades. We're answering questions. We are providing, market commentary with you guys from pre-market all the way through until the close. We are not just gone after an hour or two, and then you guys are left to fend for yourself. We're with you all day, every day. And then you have the mobile app. Don't forget that, iPhone or Android, so that you guys can follow along with everything that's going on, even if you're not in front of your computer. Get the real-time push notifications when our mods enter and exit their positions. Then you've got 2 private study group sessions to speed up your learning curve. You got Benzinga Pro's real-time newsfeed. TradingView's premium charting software is also included. The Trade Idea Scanner streams on our platform for you to use. You have a simulator that lets you trade with fake money but real-time data so you can practice. You got our own proprietary scanner that lets you create custom scans. You got dark pool data, unusual options activity, options flow, short data. This is all included with your membership. You don't have to pay anything extra for it. A trading journal tracks your trading for you. A social sentiment scanner tells you what's being talked about most on social media. You've got analyst ratings on any stock that you're interested in, the watch list from the moderators and I each and every single day with detailed entry and exit points on the stocks that we're focused on. Then you have the courses, a simplified and expanded upon version of what I learned working at the fund in New York. There's beginner courses, advanced courses, options, swing trading, trader psychology, crypto futures, you name it, we've got it, all included when you join TTG. There are no VIP courses that cost more money after you subscribe. I'm not going to sell you half of what I believe is a solution. You get access to all of it when you join. There's a video library with nearly 1,000 hours of workshops covering different topics, and then you can actually start attending these workshops live once you guys become full-time members. Listen, I can't guarantee you're going to be successful just because you join True Trading Group. But what I can guarantee you is if you join, go through our courses, pass our quizzes, attend the study group, and actually use the platform. Don't sign on to our site 7 times all year and say, I didn't make any money. Go through the courses, pass the quizzes, attend the study group, use the platform. If you are unable to make enough winning trades to equal the $1,011 membership fee that you're paying to join this platform, if you can't do that at least one time, then we are going to give you back double your money. That's $2,022 back in your pocket for wasting your time, and you can keep that free laptop. There's only 3 of them left. The refund policy is real. It is right there on ttgoffer.com in black and white. Go read it. I can do that because our refund rate is less than 2.5%. We're 5-star rated on Trustpilot. And 78% of our members renew their membership or have gone on to become lifetime members of the program. Go to ttgoffer.com, use the coupon code TTG121. As long as you see a laptop in the checkout cart, that means you're getting one. There's only 3 of them left. Price goes up at midnight. I'll see you guys all tomorrow. Have a wonderful rest of your night. If you have any questions whatsoever, or if you used to be a member or a trial member, text us at 1-888-306-8783. Phone numbers right down there on the bottom of your screen. Have a wonderful rest of your night, folks. Subscribe to the channel, smash that like button, turn on your notifications. I'll see you guys all tomorrow.